I don't remember if I took the screen to auto turn off, because I can see it's on, so I don't really want. So it's a beautiful summer day and I'm back. I looked at the footage today, or well, yesterday it was actually, and holy shit, dude, I've gained some weight. I've become somewhat of a fat ass, so this is me trying to fix that. That was a good thing. Seeing myself on camera, I was like, holy shit, dude, you've gained some weight. So good motivation for getting out there, getting some exercise. So just be and a poop, starting with walking around. I had the camera turned off by itself, so that's nice. Yeah, this is a beautiful place. On the way back, I can take the road right next to it. It's very beautiful as well. Do a little smaller walk around here. It's a very lovely place. And I took my e-scooters today because it's just a cheap piece of crap. So if it's stolen, then well, I won't be as sad as if my skateboards were stolen. So I hope this is a pretty low light environment. I hope it turns out okay. Should maybe have turned on the other option, because I've made one for low light which I didn't turn on, but we're gonna get out of the low light pretty soon, so I'll see how it all works out when I get back and see the video footage. It's gonna be interesting for sure. That's fun to mess around. It's a new hobby of mine, and I can just go on rants and talk about whatever random shit pops into my head. Which is a lot of random shit. Which reminds me of earlier today. Like, I had like no food left in my fridge, like a little bit of a kind of a yogurt kind of thing, and it wasn't enough to, well, make me satisfied at all, so I was still very hungry. But I didn't have any food left in my house pretty much, so I had to go to the store to buy some, but that took like 2 hours or something. Because like probably like 10 times I was like, oh, I'm hungry and I need to get to the store. That happened like 10 times, and I was right on my way to do it, but constantly something, oh, I just need to do this, oh, this, that, like on my TV, oh, I just need to check out this thing, or watch this little video, or do this little thing constantly. Like always something popping up in my head, so that I distract myself constantly. I get distracted, like, oh, this thing. Again with the ADHD fucking bullshit. I mean, you should never wish anyone to have it like that, and it takes like 2 hours to get out of the fucking house because you constantly get distracted by bullshit. It's annoying as fuck, dude. Kind of makes you incapable sometimes of doing shit because you're constantly distracted. Yeah, I think probably all my friends and family and people I know aren't too considerate, I would say, about how, well, this thing I have, it's, well, I don't want to be treated differently, for sure. But at least some understanding would be nice once in a while. And like a certain person in my, which is close to me, doesn't have a lot of understanding of this. The person is just like, it's just a bunch of bullshit. And that's kind of hurtful, to be honest. I'm not trying to hurt anyone or anything, but it is how it is. So I'm not sure if I should put on the wind noise muffling and like the microphone, because the weight is turning downward, but I still think it's probably gonna hear me just fine. I like the camera, maybe I should just use that because it's so close to me, but if there's too much wind, and I already took it out of the pocket, the microphone, but yeah. I just used it with the and it can turn upwards with the magnets. I haven't used the magnets yet because I'm like, how well is this gonna hold up when if I touch it too hard or something, and if the magnet then falls off, you'll never find that shit again. So you can probably buy like separately, hopefully, I don't know, if you contact DJI or in the store. Yeah, so I wouldn't use it if it didn't. Plus the microphone could get damaged as well if it falls off when I was riding my skateboard. But I mean, when walking it would be totally fine, and then it could angle upwards instead of downwards, which it's doing now, but it's probably still gonna be fine audio, probably. I should check it, but hey, that's too much effort, right? With this beautiful sun. And I put the camera on 30 FPS now because I was like, not a lot of action going on here, so just have it on 30. Smaller files, faster export, encoding, whatever. And I also need to try out the 120 frames per second, but that's not gonna be an ultra wide, sadly. It doesn't have that feature, I think. But I'm gonna try that out on my skateboard, maybe some on my e-scooter or my e-bike or something, or just for other applications. But so far though, I've been really happy with the quality of the footage. Been just messing around with different filters on the app for exporting and editing. The filters a lot of them look pretty cool. So like I used some autumn filters for the first couple of ones. Made it look kind of like a Paul Anderson movie almost. Not as orangey or old school as that though, but a bit of creative flair or liberty or whatever you want to say. I mean, sometimes it's nice to change how the world looks so it makes it look even better than it actually does, and sometimes realism is better. Like, it looks pretty nice out here, but sometimes a bit of saturation and changing a bit of here and there, even though it looks unnatural maybe. For these kind of things I like it, but that's funny though. But with movies I don't like. Then I like to have it as they intended, but they also use a lot of filters in movies, so then I don't want my TV to change it in any further way. I want it as they intended it. Plus those things can often make things like skin tones look super weird, like if there's too much red or other contrasty, what was the word I used before? Can't remember the word, but too much just red, then people can look like they're drunk or you know, or other types of shit. Blue could look kind of dead, like cold or dead, or if it's too much green, then they can look like they're sick or something. So On TVs, I don't like it changing the image at all, but for just a skateboarding video where you just want it to look a bit flashy or artsy or whatever, I just smacked on whatever filter I think, oh, that looks the coolest to me. I was checking, well, most of them. I didn't check most of them on the first two videos where I just smacked on that filter, but the third one I looked on a lot of them, and not on a lot of scenes, like, because then it would make it too difficult. I just want to pick one and then export that shit, because like, oh, on this one then my skin tone looks better, and it's almost as good. I just took the one that looks the goodest in the first part of the video, so that was kind of just my thinking. Instead of just, you can also spend too much time on that shit. Just pick one that you think that looks pretty cool, if you think it looks better than the original, of course, and then boom, done with it. I've gotten better at that shit, instead of like overthinking and overdoing shit. Then just find one that's suitable and looks good to you, and then be done with it. But like, sometimes that sort of thing can be hard for me. Like, I see so many possibilities and need to figure them all out to get the complete picture of one thing, so I can get the best possible not solution but idea about it. Well, because, you know, with things there aren't a right or wrong answer, only right or wrong answer to you. So depending on what I like and how they add all up together, and like, I compare shit way too much, like when I check out stuff, and spend too much time on researching instead of just buying the damn thing. But yeah, I just want to know and see and get as big of a picture I can get, so I'll hopefully make the right choice when I go buy something expensive. And something also, just like the fear of missing out, because if you just buy something crappy, and then this maybe could have been a hobby of mine, for example with skateboarding, if I just bought something really crappy, then it probably maybe wouldn't have brought me as much joy and got me into it, you know. So just needing to make sure you buy something quality, even for your first one. But yeah, so you're sure you're not gonna regret your decision, or maybe not get into a hobby which might have been interesting to you if you've gotten something actually good. Which makes me think of a friend of mine, the guy I've been skateboarding with. Oh my god, I'm already out of breath here. Anyway, he bought like a used electric skateboard, like with one hub motor. It was god awful, like the right quality. If the ground was a little bit bad, it was just horrible. Holy shit, like it was shaking it felt like your teeth were crumbling from all this shaking. It was, plus like the acceleration and control of it was horrible. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the two tiny boards that we've got. For myself, I bought the Tiny Mini 3 Pro, and he bought the Tiny Ultra Belt, and his is just like way easier to control from the beginning. I remember, like, first time I tried him, I was like, wow, this is like 100 times easier, like way more stable, because it's a longboard. So like, mine is a mini board. Like many people said, you should never buy a mini for your first board because it's harder, like less stable, but you just take it slowly in the beginning and it's fine. I think if you're smart with how you drive slowly in the beginning until you learn and become better and better, of course. But yeah, of course his would be a much better buy because it's much more stable and easy to drive for a first time buyer, that's for sure. So, but I bought the one I have because like better battery quality, a bit more power. Already the power is not good enough, and I ordered the Explorer Pro and it doesn't seem to have much more power, sadly. And like the power is already kind of tame for me. Like in the beginning it was like very exhilarating and holy shit, this is crazy, but now it's just like I want something with more punch. It's not about the top speed, it's about the torque, acceleration, when you feel the acceleration. That's the fun part. So that's why I've looked a lot into, for example, A-stick skateboards, but those skateboards I've seen some where the axles have snapped, or the trucks has broken as well, even though it's CNC, etc, etc. But the like, which is also what I've read online and what I asked GPT. Oh my god, GPT. I can't say that. I asked several AIs about axle designs. Stop axles, if manufactured amazingly well, can be very durable, but I mean they often has a lot less, like the CNC trucks as well, has a lot of less mass, so more mass makes, like compared to the, of course, forged CNC is much more durable, that's for sure. But I think there's like aluminium. I don't know if it's aluminium, the one that they use on the forged trucks, or something more durable as well. But having the axle like go through it, all of it, like the pressure is when it's moving around in there. Hopefully it's not moving around a lot, as little as possible, of course. But there's always gonna be like tiny amount of give of play, and when you have that force applied to a longer rod and there's less rod outside of the thing holding it, so the pressure will be applied much more gradually on much more larger area. For example, if you have like a stick, or in this case a metal rod, an axle, then if only a tiny bit is where it's being held, and the pressure will be on a lot of very short amount, plus the longer that's outside will also determine, of course, force applied as well. Like the bigger wheels, more force and more weight on you, and more speed and more torque will apply way more pressure. Plus, like with the stop axle design, like there's also a tiny amount of play behind the axle. Like it stops somewhere, but there's always a gap there as well, so that creates another point of movement and failure. Plus, like a shorter one with the same amount of distance or play, which will always kind of be there no matter what, then the shorter you have it, the more it can move up and down. And if it's longer, then the motion won't be as, if it has the exact same amount of play with a longer rod and longer there, it can move like less up and down. But if it's shorter, it can move more, creating more movement, more more movement, and more movement with a lot of force creates more possible destruction. It creates more forces on a smaller area as well. So yeah, anyways, this is just some fucking boring bullshit. I was just typing with some guy about it, but then he became like not very nice. I don't mind it because I don't know much about it other than this, and I have my general knowledge about physics and how the world works. Like, I'm a pretty smart fella if you take those IQ fucking tests seriously, or think those are a good way of determining and how smart someone is. Then I'm a really smart kind of fella. But it's more if you can apply that knowledge that's important, really, which I have a hard time doing because of various things. But like, when someone's not starting to flame you, maybe, like, if you're wrong, because I asked ChatGPT, I just found it funny because he said one thing, and I had ChatGPT and other sources as well on the internet said the same thing as ChatGPT and another AI, but it's not really that. You should always be, well, don't demean someone. I found it funny, and I made the message or reply for it to be funny, like with a big smile. I just write, it's funny. The ChatGPT said the exact opposite. So it was kind of funny, and then he started like, "Oh, you only listen to a ChatGPT." No, I don't. It's often wrong. I know that. But like, you don't flame. If people flame me, I just don't take them. I don't want that negativity in my life. I'm just like, as soon as someone does that, just block them or ignore them. Boom, get done with it. Maybe someone else has inputs and wants to talk and be a nice person. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this scenery here. It's really, really beautiful. I hope it's still recording. I turned the LEDs off because, yeah, I hate LEDs. They annoy the crap out of me. So, see, it's a bit turning to the side. Let's move it like that. I think that's better with the camera. Oh, a horse has been here. That's nice. Let's put a big old horse shit. It's super nice here. Right over there, a girl I dated like 5-8 years ago. I don't know. Like, the first time we were gone on a walk date, you could say. We walked down here. I think we didn't walk any further. We walked back again. We also laid on the grass a bit early up there. Just laid on the ground. I don't know. Was she tired? I don't know. Or we were messing around. I can't remember, but it's a good day though. We sat right there. This is all grown up, or there's grown. And then we sat on that thing there, and she leaned on my shoulder. It was a nice moment. Just sat there, and she leans on my shoulder, and we sat there and watched the beautiful weather and the beautiful view. That was a good day. It didn't last very long. That's like my usual kind of relationships. I think I broke it off after 2 weeks. So yeah. Let's put it even further like that, maybe there. Let's go grab some water real fast. I'm such like an old man. Don't get old, dudes. My dudes. It fucking sucks. Start to hurt everywhere. Don't have the same amount of energy. That's why I'm eating so much fucking candy and sugar, dude. I need the fucking energy. Right, I think I'm gonna move you over here. Let's see. This is gonna be a hacker man. Or maybe give it a better angle actually, like how much it looks forth. Or probably not gonna matter much with this wide angle lens and ultra wide and whatever. Which I also need to try out the other options. I think it's still an ultra wide. Maybe have it a bit lower. Oh, there we go. Look at this. Super nice weather today. I love the summer. It's the best time of year. But it, like with this type of degrees, like it's the best. We're like, I thought it was 21 or something. Let's see. 22 degrees. That's pretty perfect. Like 18 to 22, 24. That's kind of weird though. In other countries, it's harder. It ain't a bigger deal as it is in Denmark because we have a high humidity. So soon it gets too hot, it's just unbearable. Like if it's at 28, 30, 30 plus, it's just, you just sweat your nuts off, dude. Holy shit. That's not fun. I was in, the first time ever I went traveling, I was 2 times out traveling last year. I was in London for a couple of days. The weather was beautiful, it's 28 degrees, and usually that's way too much for me, usually here in Denmark, but their humidity or whatever the fucking thing is, didn't feel too bad. It was of course hot, but I wasn't sweating pretty much. I think it was nice. Didn't feel too, that's kind of the sound I would make, like this, the air is so thick, it's just, there it was much easier to breathe, like with low humidity, fresher air compared to what I'm used to, it feels like. That's the shitty thing about Denmark, high air humidity. It sucks. I was also in Italy, up in the mountains. It was so beautiful there. It's the most beautiful scenery I've ever seen. It was amazing. I took so many photos and it was incredible. Views, incredibly beautiful. The one bad thing though is, well, I was by myself, but I have a friend who lives there who is very, I don't know. He was coming to Denmark in like 8 days, 7-8 days in a week or something. And we're gonna hang out in Copenhagen, so that's gonna be awesome. He's gonna bring his girlfriend as well, so I'm really looking forward to that. He's a really great guy. He's a cool dude. We played a lot of Rocket League together, and we actually met at a Rocket League LAN in Denmark, in Copenhagen as well. So hopefully it's gonna be super fun. Hanging out Copenhagen, doing a bunch of random shit. I don't know, whatever really they want to do, because like I've been to Copenhagen many times, and well, he's only been once, and first time for his girlfriend. So we'll just do whatever they want. It's gonna be awesome to see, hopefully, their excitement and happiness of being in a new place. That's gonna be the best experience just for me, I would say. Seeing someone else experience something new and watching their hopeful happiness, a person you really like. So hopefully he's gonna have a great time. Well, and his girlfriend as well, of course. And hopefully, like I try to help him. His girlfriend has some light sensitivity issues, so she always wear some kind of special glasses. I don't know if it's normal sunglasses or whatever, but he wanted me to help write in English, like a formal kind of letters to the people in the when you get on the plane and off the plane, but I don't think it's gonna be an issue. She doesn't look very I've met her, she's really nice, so I don't think they will see her like as a threat or anything, like. And it's also him, he's also not very threatening kind of person, I would say. They're really nice people, so yeah. But what I was almost saying, and which I'll return to now, like that one bad thing about Italy, and I stayed there too long because I only knew that one guy there. So I took 2 weeks, like I was like 1 week and 2 days off spent just traveling, but I became a little bit lonely, I would say, because it was hard communicating with people. Especially I was not in a tourist kind of area, so it was... Italy apparently are one of the worst European countries at speaking English, so like communicating was a lot of Google Translate, which of course took, I don't know, 10 to 20 times as long as just a regular conversations, probably even more, and it was probably as frustrating with people as for me, so yeah. So next time I'm gonna travel, well, maybe I'll go visit him again someday, you never know, just only for a couple of days or a week, so don't get as lonely. But I know also so beautiful there, man. I spent the first 3 to 4 days, maybe 5 days, just walking around the mountains. I walked like over 35,000 steps all day, all the 5 first days, just walking around in the mountains, going up and down those beautiful areas there, up and down the mountain. It was so beautiful, but way harder than just walking. Like here in Denmark, it's just super flat, so not used to those steep inclines, and so super hard, but it was so amazing. But my feet were also really tired though after walking those 5 days. So plus the last like 3 days or something, I got really sick because I was being stupid. So that was not very good. Yeah. But thankfully I met a guy there. He was called Paolo. He was such a nice guy. Not very good at speaking English though, but he helped me out a lot after I got sick. So I am forever thankful for that to that guy. He's an amazing fella. So I also gave him some headphones that I know is really good. They look kind of funky and stupid because they were made in 1984, so have a very 80s kind of look. Cost Porta Pro, and it was the wireless edition, which cost like 500 to 600 Danish krones, so that would be like 80 euros or something, so pretty expensive. I gave him a pair for all the help. He probably don't know that it's a very good pair of headphones, or maybe hopefully if he kept it, I hope he likes them, but if not, I hope he just gave it away to someone who likes them and enjoys them. But he helped me out a crap ton. Even drove me to the airport because I was still feeling sick after a couple of days there. So yeah, not a fun experience the last 3 days, and too long of a trip when you're only by yourself, you know. Well, only knew one guy there, so and of course he didn't have time, plus can't hang around with one guy probably for like every day, all day every day. So, but it was amazingly beautiful. Had probably the best view ever, like with the sunset that was just creating this awesome light at the huge lake there over a very old beautiful bridge, and then the sunset behind the mountains there. It was amazing. I just stood there and enjoyed the view and took a bunch of photos and recorded a video maybe. Oh, let's just go ahead here then. Oh, hello. Oh. Butterfly. Very territorial. Territorial? I think that's the word. Dogs we have there. I don't know if you caught any of the butterflies. They were white, beautiful butterflies. So now it's the decision: do I go into the other forest as well, right across here? It will make the trip a lot further, but more beautiful and nice. Or just go along the road here and all the way back. No, that's the decision here. Since I've not been walking, plus I want to see the footage though. Also, I want to see the footage, and I haven't been walking very much for a long time, so I'm just gonna take the shorter road, which is this boring shit ass way. Nah. Okay. And if the recording is just complete garbage, well, I can just check actually. Let me just do that, and we'll get a little break. We'll do that right over here. Over yonder. Oh my god. Box in my face. So, yeah, I'll check out how the footage is. Let's see. I think it's recording again. Hopefully. I'm at the same spot. I just checked real quick and it seemed to be fine. So, I actually think probably the microphone would have been better if I was just using the camera. It's really close to my mouth. And I remember the first time I had it like that on and there's like no wind here. There was, I should probably have adjusted the microphone. Nah, then I would have to take out that little metal thing. Oh, well, magnetic thing, and turn it around. I'll do that for the next walking vlog if I do one. Which I probably will, because this is really good practice with speaking English, which will be very handy when I travel some more, which I'm definitely gonna do. But yeah, just need to figure out where. Probably Holland, like Netherlands. They are really good at like their English proficiency. This is the best of all countries, I think, that are not native English speaking, so I don't have no issues with conversations over there. I'd actually be the weakest one for sure, probably in most cases over there. So even though I'd say my English is like really high compared to other Danes, but oh my god. But I got a lot of fucking flies everywhere. I got a lot of positive feedback when I was in England. Like a couple people said that I have perfect English, and one even asked if I was from Britain, or wait, was it from, I don't know. I think one actually asked that, but that was probably before they listened to my accent. That was probably like a first question, so because I definitely don't have an English accent, I would say British. I need some more water, man. Oh, this fly is just haunting me. God damn it. It's a good thing not being distracted by all the possibilities on your on your PC with videos, information, and etc, etc. Like when I'm out here on a walk, I remember to actually hydrate. which makes me feel a lot better than when I don't, which I often forget a lot when I'm just at the PC. I just forget everything. Also just the need to, oh, there's these 5 YouTubers who made a video that I love. I love to watch those. Oh, there's also a new episode of a TV series I follow. And then like, oh, I also need to get the fuck outside and walk and move my body, you know. It's just too many possibilities at all times. And my brain just, yeah, that's why when I finally get out and walking, it's quiets me a lot. Like, usually, and not always, but I mean, just exercise in general just makes the ADHD symptoms a lot less. So it's definitely why as a child, I was super active. Plus, I was really interested in school. That's not probably the only reason the first many years in school were not that problematic for me, because I found it very interesting. I was good at it and I loved doing it. But then a lot of shit happened. For example, I got some issues with my eyesight after hitting the back of my head, so my eyes wouldn't focus on the, especially with high contrast stuff like black on white pieces of paper. So especially like math, which I was good at, I think most subjects. Math was one I was good as well, but it just became impossible for me because I couldn't hold focus over the math equations, etc. So not long enough to understand them or do anything with them. So yeah. And with reading, I got so much headache trying to focus when my eyes wouldn't only focus for like a couple seconds, then lose focus. And even at times in time, I often sat like this, like trying to squeeze my head and make the visibility smaller to try and help. I got some glasses just to check, oh, I have maybe +1 or something, but it didn't help anything with the ability to focus, so I just lost interest in school stuff. I mean, my eyes have gotten much better at concentrating it or focusing it well again, but now actually, and I don't even, unless I think about it, they still lose focus once in a while, but then it like takes like half to 1 second and I have focus again. It's not like it takes several seconds and feels really weird, so it works better now. I actually talked with or wrote to GPT what could have happened and shit, and suggested I should check out, like get my brain checked out, but this has happened so many years ago. I'm almost 39 now, so this was when I was a kid, so I don't think anything can be done. I don't know if they can see anything, and I don't want to waste all these doctors' time. I hate going to doctors, so well, but I should have probably gone to a doctor back then, but I don't know if I didn't explain my issue well enough. Just say I can't focus. Maybe I wasn't articulate enough back then to say that my issue was being able to hold focus, because like making things a little bit bigger, it didn't help at all with that issue. So yeah, those glasses, I wore them for a couple of months trying to see if it helped. Didn't help at all, so didn't see any point in continuing to use them. So then I was called Superman. Like, I had a lot of nicknames. Superman was one I quickly had there. Plus because I had exercised a lot back when I was a kid, and so I had a pretty athletic body. So at a sleepover at my house, a party I held, then of course you had your shirt off. The guys had, all guys pretty much had. And then because I was pretty athletic, they started to call me Superman. So for a little bit. Then it changed the S to a Z, said Superman. I don't know. I've been called all sorts of things throughout my life. Now they just call me by my name, I think, mostly. So yeah, a lot of nicknames. For example, the name that I use on these channels, Dingy. It's also been a little nickname. Not my most used one, but the one, Dingy. I think it sounds pretty. I like the sound of it, Dingy. Hello, Dingy. It's like very friendly kind of a name sound. Hey, I'm Dingy. I should maybe say that in the beginning with my these vlogs or videos. Hey, I'm Dingy. Or you can fucking just read it, right? And then find your own pronunciation of it. Dingy, Dingy, Dingy. Maybe it's not probably easier for English speakers. Dingy, Dingy, Dingy. Hello, I'm Dingy. Dingy. That sounds so funny. Yeah. So, if one person out there is watching this, have you had any nicknames for like you things you've been called? Like, hopefully not like some bad things. Like, have I been called bad things? Probably, but not as a nickname. I think. I just had some fun nicknames. Oh well, my sister of course teased me with something when I was younger, but that was like not one word. It was like, but then one of those words actually became a nickname for me, and I was fine with that. I was called that all throughout my childhood, so that was fine. Yeah, it was more so the way she said it and just wanted to tease me. She teased me a lot. I only teased her a little bit. I wasn't as bad as her, I would definitely say. So, but I also had my moments of not being very nice, of course. That's for sure. We all have, I guess. Yeah. I remember two times where I've been mean at her, but she's probably been more mean and more often to me. That I would definitely say that. I think she would agree with that. But I remember 2 times. It was pretty funny thinking back. It was only shooting some rubber, kind of red rubber, and didn't really hurt. Especially if you hit on the clothes, which I aimed at and shot at. You couldn't even feel it pretty much. It was just a kid's toy. But she said, don't shoot me, and then like smiled really much. Oh, now this is fun. And then I shot her and just ran. Didn't hurt her or anything. And then one time when she had done something really bad to me, and I was really pissed at her. I can't remember what she'd done, but I was really pissed at her. So I took her Barbie doll or something and threw it down the stairs, and the head broke off. So now I didn't have a head, or I don't know if they could put it on or anything. Maybe they could just do that. I don't know. But yeah, payback time. That felt good, and I laughed because she was not very happy. That's not very nice though. But she pissed me off. Like when someone does something bad to you, I mean, then you often do something bad back to them, and it can be like that's the ethic kind of part. If something treats you shitty, do you treat them shitty back? Or if I can get away with it and not lose my, what the fuck was that? Something shooting? I think maybe there's hunting, or I don't know. But if you can't like get out of a situation where you don't lose your head or lose your like what's the word? Pride? Lose your pride. Oh my god, there's someone hunting around here. I hope they don't hit me. That would not be very nice. Maybe I shouldn't have gone to the forest when there's hunters around. I don't know if you can hear it. There's like shots going up. 2 shots I've heard. But anyways, hopefully they can see that I'm not a pigeon or whatever the fuck they're hunting. So, what the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, should you? I mean, sometimes you have to be a dick back to someone when they're being a dick at you. I feel like I usually just gave there was a guy at school and football who was overweight and not very fast, of course. I was really fast and athletic, so he didn't stand a chance, you could say. In football I could just run circles around him because he was not very fast. He wasn't a bad football player, he was just not very fast. He was too overweight. but he was very aggressive towards me often. Like said, oh, I should play him and shit like that, or if I dribble or whatever. He was just a very mean kind of person. So to him, I just gave him the fuck finger. He said something, or yelled, "Hey, fuck you," or maybe said some bad words about his weight, probably a few times but I never started it, as far as I remember. I only said shit back when someone said shit at me. So you can't. It's not my fault that he was slow and sometimes a bit useless on the field. So yeah, not much you can do about it other than try and be nice to everyone as much as you can, as hard as you can. But there's always some people that's gonna hate you or dislike you or whatever, and that's fine. Not everyone can love everyone. We all are different. Like I also sometimes meet people and like, yeah, that person just ticks me off the wrong way, one way or another, and it's fine. Yeah. Maybe I should take the shorter way. My legs are getting pretty worn out. But that's the only way to get better results, right? Push yourself a bit. I was really good at that as a kid and child. Like, no matter how tired I was, I would just keep running. I'm not as good as doing that anymore, because then I'll just get injuries because I'm too old. Like, I still do it sometimes, push myself too much, and then I pay the price. Back then you just maybe get a little bit dizzy and then get stronger and faster the next time, or more and more. But yeah, you gotta be more cautious when you get older. Plus, especially, I've lived very unhealthy for many years because of different things, issues. Like, I've been depressed a lot with the ADHD being probably the main culprit. ADHD causing me a lot of anxiety and disability to all sorts of stimuli, like sounds, light, everything, and especially sounds, and touch even. I remember, like, when I got too overstimulated, which I did even more back then I would get tics with sounds and movement, like not specific words or anything, just like with sounds and movement, often with the head and or the arms. So that was not very nice, or it's been a long time since I've had tics, but like at my worst point I had like tics from when I woke up till I went to bed, like almost constantly all day. At my worst, 1.5 years or however long that was, where I was really down in the gutter. So it wasn't a very fun time for sure, but that's some fucking depressing shit to talk about. So let's stay on a more positive note. Just enjoy the sun and my new action camera. Yeah. Never thought I would be a vlogger. I don't know if I'm any good at it. I can at least just talk about a random personal bullshit or things that happen, or whatever. Things that happen. This reminds me of this is one weird thing. I once had a meat needle, like those long ones, thick ones, that you point into meat for some reason. I'm not a cook, so I don't know why, but I once had that fly up into my foot after I did a jump off a chair. So Yeah, it went all the way inside. It was only the round thing, but it didn't go outside the other foot because it went sideways in, like with an angle up into the foot. And I have a lot of pain. Like even back then, if I walked a lot, or especially if I started running, because it put way more force on that part, I don't have pain where it went in. I have pain at the, because it went in and almost at the heel and then out towards the two toes, and it's out here that I get a lot of pain, like right where it bends, and also right when I bend when I walk a lot. Oh, and I love walking. It's so good for my mental health, but I get so much pain in that area sometimes. Sometimes I hump when I wake up. It's fucking annoying. Stupid meat needle, dude. And I'm pretty sure it's not the piercing that's, because of course it's a lot thicker than a needle, right? A meat needle, but I don't think it would have done a lot of damage if it just went straight up again over the foot. It would probably have been better if it just went like with this, something just going straight up and then a through and then out again. With the way it went sideways in, and then all my weight, the force of all my weight and the jump, then after it went in, pushes it inside and down. And with the more there's more angle, the further it gets, and then it moves more inside at that angle, and then it's probably messed up something in there, some nerves or something, because like my toes, I can't spread them properly or move them, and I can feel like my body trying to do it, but then I get tension and all the way up my leg, and I lost some mobility there, and it fucked up probably some nerves and some other stuff in there. So that's not so good. Like I remember right when it happened, I just felt like, oh, a big sting, like, oh, what the fuck was that? But it didn't hurt that much. It's just like, oh, ow, like a big sting. And then it was so funny. Then my friend was sitting right next to me, right on this side. We were at the computer. We were playing a Football Manager, and then I took up my foot like this. I don't know if the camera can see it, but like not as this high, but. And then but he saw it first because he was on that side. He saw that round thing on the meat needle. He saw a metal thing stick out of my foot at the heel area a little bit further up, like the heel area. And then he's like, he just started screaming, and then he ran into his room, which was right next door, and then he screamed and smacked the door, not helping at all. Smacked the door and screamed even more, and just kept screaming in there. So when I saw it as well, and he was so fast in doing it, I had to like process things. Then I started screaming, ah, like what? And I remember I sat down on my ass and like fell down on my ass, like started shaking, going into a panic mode here. I remember I took my hand on it, but it was shaking my hand because I was like in a panic mode, and I tried taking it out a little bit myself. I could feel it inside my foot. Oh my god, that was horrible. But then I stopped it. Oh, and his mom came running up the stairs like, what the fuck is going on? Like suddenly we both started screaming like, what the fuck is going on? And I remember it so vividly still to this day, that I sat on my ass with my feet close to the staircase, and she came up, and then she took my foot, and then she took it out slowly. Oh, and I remember right when she started, oh, and especially when it came out, like a few seconds, because she did it like, maybe took like a few seconds, like slowly, right? But right when it came out, that's where the pain came in. Holy! Then like, I was not crying at that point, I was just screaming, because I was like panic mode. But then I started crying because the pain was so goddamn awful. Holy shit, it hurt. Like my heartbeat was fast, so I can dunk dunk. With every heartbeat, it just felt like this excruciating pain. And it was outside there where I have the issues, not at the heel where it came in. I don't have issues at that area, probably not a lot of specific nerves there, or it's just my heel, around my heel, around there. Around there was where it get in and then out, a little sideways towards the outer feet, where I have the issues. and that's also where it hurt like hell after she took it out. Holy shit, that hurt a lot. That was not very fun. It's a kind of weird experience though. How many people in the fucking world have jumped off a chair and got a meat needle up their foot? I mean, that's so weird and stupid. Weird things like that has just happened to me, and I don't understand how I can be that unlucky. Sometimes I feel like maybe that guy was just he was after me, my friend back then. I don't know. Was it because I was good at football and always beat him at that, or I don't know, man. Like when I think back, maybe. But he was one of my best friends, and we have so many great memories together. And I love that guy for all the great memories we had together. But like once he threw a goddamn brick, like what you used to make fucking houses with. We were throwing them onto big stones, so they shattered. That was fun. He had this great idea. What if I just throw it really high up in the air? So I just picked one up. I remember just picking one up. Right when I stood up, I lifted my knees up. Boom! I felt this boom, and my neck just squished together. And then I saw two pieces, so it actually broke while it hit my head. He threw a goddamn brick up in the air. It hit my head, and it even broke into two pieces. One smaller piece here, bigger there. But then I can't remember after that. I was told I was screaming after that. I can't remember screaming though. I just remember there's just blackout after the bunk, after the big bunk that I felt. So yeah, I think that guy might have been after me, man. And maybe these things are the reason that I have so much fucking I have had and will still have, but I learned to deal with it a little bit maybe. At least I'm not fucking depressed anymore. But like maybe this all the times hurting my head has given me a bit of brain damage. I don't know, man. Since like you don't want to be that guy who's just like born in a shitty way. So I tried to find reasons why I was like, why the fuck am I so fucked up in my head? And I did find some studies that suggested though that like heavy hittings on the head, like what is it called, jernrystelse in Danish, like just trauma to the head, that can lead to several kind of disorders in the brain. There's lots of diseases in the brain, but also there may be just disorders like anxiety, depression, ADHD. Yeah. But it might have just also been, I think my mother maybe have smoked while she was breastfeeding, because I also found out that mothers who breastfed, or I don't know if it was while breastfeeding or what, they or both, or while pregnant, I can't remember if one or the other or both, if the mother was smoking during that time, then they also found out, apparently, if it's correct, you never know if anything is correct, right? But that it increased the chances of the kid getting diagnosed with ADHD by a lot. And the reasoning I remember from that research study they did was that, of course, nicotine is a it's an what's the code word for, like, something that stimuli. It's a stimuli. So the kids then gets like a bunch of stimuli while in the womb or while getting breastfed because of the mother, and then because stimuli is then the only thing that then calms them down, because they are fucking addicted to stimuli from birth, aka ADHD bullshit symptoms throughout their life, because, well, they're fucking they're addicted from birth, either from the womb or from breastfeeding. I can't remember if one or the other or both. And then yeah, the only thing that then calms them down is stimuli, which is kind of fucking weird. That's why I think I said in another video or the other one that I became kind of a zombie when I was on that medication. This is kind of true. It was kind of annoying. Like I became so where everything is happening too fast in my head and too much going on at one time. It became just too quiet. It was very hard to live like that, but also it became so quiet that like my perception of like if I was there was a conversation, I could never be in a conversation. It felt like not in the same way, because when I first then I realized it, but then they were already past that subject because it took me. I was so slow in the head, too slow to even have normal conversations or be included in conversations. So that made me kind of lonely and destroyed my social life a lot. I've been on medication for maybe 3 to 4 months. But maybe I think I was tried also to lower those dosage, but yeah. There's other kinds of ADHD medications I might try. We'll see, but I'm not a fan of trying all these medications and all the psychiatrists and bullshit. That's not fun to deal with all that. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. Well, or just accept me and try the best I can to fucking live my life right. Maybe that. Oh, what the fuck? Felt like a bee or a big bug just landed on my neck. Hey dude, I'm not a tree or anything, man. Yeah. Some berries there. Probably don't eat those. Then you'll probably die. Death with the berries. Death berries. Reminds me of the TV show Barry. Just recently watched the ending of it. Like I didn't watch the first season. I was very hooked. The second season, or later on, I definitely became like nah. But last season was pretty good. I think I overall gave this TV show an 8 or 9 or something. 8. It was a good ending. I liked it. But the first season was definitely the best in my opinion. I was like, yeah, this is really good. Still a 9. But maybe I should 8 point something. But at least if it's over 8.5, then still a 9 on the scale. If you only have 1 to 10, or 0 to 10 if you want 0 as well. Damn, it's hot right now. Someone else out on the walk. I'm not the only one. Discord. Oh, I have it on Do Not Disturb. Let's see. My phone is so fucking shitty, I can't see anything almost. Like I have it on the highest setting. Like my phone. Look at this thing. It's a doogie. Has the light. It's on the maximum setting. I don't know how well it turns out, but and I can't almost see anything because the sun is shining. It's such a shitty phone, but the only reason I have this phone, it's small, I can use it. I have small hands, I'm a small kind of person. I can use it with one hand still. And it's still a smartphone, but I had to make a lot of adjustments, like download an app to make every text bigger, otherwise I couldn't see much. And then some apps then became broken because, well, even at 100% some apps are broken because the screen is just so narrow that sometimes things doesn't fit in there, and especially with bigger text. So yeah, a lot of annoyances. I had big smartphones as well, but I just dropped them a lot because I try to handle them with one hand. You can't do it. These smaller ones, I never dropped them because I have much greater hand, and I could do stuff with the other hand as well instead of having to use 2 hands. But I mean, keyboard is impossible to write on because it's so small. It's annoying as fuck. You often have to zoom in on things in apps so you can actually see what the fuck is going on. Yeah, I had an XC1 compact Sony, much larger and wider screen, and I think I don't dropped it once, but it was a bit too wide, but still good enough. The XT1 compact. But the screen was like a billion times better, and when recording stuff, the audio was actually kind of good. Except this one, the audio is just so bad. Another one that I might buy is the Unihertz Jelly Max, but it has the same issue with a shitty camera and shitty recording quality with the audio, and so I don't know if you can hear all the ambient noises. There's a lot of grasshoppers or whatever's making a lot of noises. It's pretty nice to listen to. This is the kind of sound. Reminds you of summer. Yeah. So I feel it's kind of weird just talking when someone's there. So that's why I stopped talking there. And what the fuck was I talking about? I had way more to say about that, but yeah, I think it's gone now. Oh well. I became so into the sounds, which probably don't record it because I think they try to mute a little bit of the background sound, this microphone, which maybe it doesn't include all the ambient sounds, which could be good maybe in this situation right here. I think on the microphone itself I don't have the thing on the then it has a yellow LED that's on, but I still think on the camera itself it has this function, which I could turn off. I think maybe, I don't know. Maybe I need to go into the pro mode. Pro gamer. Oh yeah. Someone's mowing their lawn. I usually did that back home when I was a kid. So I mowed the lawn a bunch of times. Cleaned out dog poop. And I also helped my father a lot with, I love physical work. I helped him a lot with cutting wood and chopping wood into pieces with an axe, stapling the wood. So I like doing that. Sadly though, I don't know if you can pick it up with all this noise, but sadly though, I got a few injuries, one in my shoulder and then in my, whatever it is called, handle. What the fuck is that called? Oh my god, I know the word, I can't remember it right now. Which prevented me from cutting wood. I remember one time trying and pushing it and it hurt more and more. Oh, and then I have so much pain here in this place if I overexerted. It's annoying. Then I went to the doctor. Doctor, dude, can you help me out, bro? Help. And then he said, it's because you could see it and feel it or whatever. Oh, it's this, and we can operate this shit, but then it's just gonna be pop out and be shit again after like a year, and then you can keep doing that and it always get worse and worse. And no, so he didn't suggest me doing that. So oh well. I really love though chopping wood. The thing is though, with the stop button, I don't have it. So one day I was like, I'm gonna chop wood, and I did that the entire day almost, pretty much. I've never seen such a big stack of chopped wood in our backyard ever. It's just an incredibly big one. So I couldn't sleep that night, because when I went to sleep, you know what I was still doing? I was still chopping wood in my head. Even though I've been physical all day long, I was still chopping wood, and it was still the satisfaction of chopping the wood. Like the mountain was probably taller than me and several meters in diameter big. It was huge, like holy shit. I chopped it all up. Because like if I get a task sometimes I just want to finish it. If not, I just feel this tightening in my stomach, especially like annoyance of not finishing this thing. And I continuously like start like billion things, and I want to finish them all, but then like, oh, I need to eat, oh, I need to go out and walk, and then I can't finish those things, and that just makes that stronger and more tightening effect I get in my body, like annoyance. It's really annoying. Maybe I fucking have autism as well, since I saw someone who was diagnosed with both. But I don't think I want to even try and get diagnosed with that. I mean, what the fuck can it help me? Maybe give me more medication, which I don't want. But because he talked about that, how they don't play together, and if you have both of them, it's just a hell sometimes. And I remember I could relate a lot to a lot of things, so I don't know. Maybe I'm a fucking autism as well, a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I should go check that out, just because like the help I can get from the from the fucking government is maybe bigger if I have that diagnosis as well. I don't know, because I've seen other people with mental diagnosis and they get a lot more help, both financial and others, than I do. So maybe I should actually, but then maybe what if they force me to take some fucking medication? I'll refuse medication. I probably, because I don't, too many bad experiences with that shit. So I gotta fucking pee actually, which I'll definitely not film. So you can find some place where I can do that. Look how pretty it is today. So nice. I hope 30 FPS footage is gonna look nice still. I hope the microphone still picks up like me walking, the sound. That's kind of a comforting sound. Now it probably does. So idea for recording, two microphones in mono, one at my shorts attached, so it picks up my feet, the ground sounds. I don't know if it called that or the audio muffling is too hard and not picking it up, but like the sound of just someone walking, the monotone sound of that, I find it very soothing. Maybe you do as well, if it even gets caught in the video or in the audio. So maybe next time I'll try to take it off, see how that turns out, if it's still still can then fixate on my voice when it needs to. And also, 1 second to attach it again. And also, what the fuck was I talking about? Microphone. Oh, while still being able to handle a little bit of wind noise. Yeah, that was it. Got back to it. Oh yeah, catched it. It was slipping away like in the ether there. What was I talking about? Because I just had to, like, one manual simple task and then already there. Gone for a little bit. Oh man. Like, I need to bring my body to 200 years in the future and fix my fucking brain, man. While still keeping like my memories and the rest of my personality. So yeah, would be nice. Oh man, I forgot to go pee. I should have done it behind this thing over there, over yonder. But I think there's gonna be a hole up here where I can go do that real quick. We're almost back now actually, but still though. Oh my god, I gotta pee so bad. Sorry about that. That made me think of those funny small things. Just make you think of just like a person that I haven't seen in almost 20 years, 15 to 20 years. Like an old girlfriend of mine. Every time I burp, like, you need to say you're sorry. She just get mad at me. Okay, sorry, dude, or girl, dude, not dude. Sorry, man. Man, she's not man either. Sorry. Jesus Christ, some people don't. It's better to get that fucking thing out if you have like air in your stomach. You feel relief, right? And like, it's impossible not to if you drink like a lot of sodas or other carbonated drinks, and you just fucking burp. Or it's all good. It's all good. It's all good, man. That's a cool character. Breaking Bad, best TV show ever. It is insanely good though. Have you watched it? If anyone's listening here, if you watched it, let me know what you think. I'm gonna get ticks with this high grass, so I'm just gonna go pee real fast. Should I just go back? Hi. I'm gonna go pee. Hello again. Look at this beautiful meadow we have here. Down there's the water. And hopefully I won't have any ticks from going in this high grass. We hope so. Don't suck my blood, motherfuckers. I don't like it. Oh, so that was nice. Let's just do this. So if there is any, probably getting them away. Don't eat me, ticks. It's kind of weird. I haven't got any ticks this year at all. That's nice. Fuck those blood-sucking little critters. What a nice looking meadow out there. Hope it turned out well on the camera. Looks beautiful. Sometimes I walk at the side of the meadow there. Mark in Danish. Meadow when it's overgrown like that. I think it's called a meadow. But you can also go in from there, it seems. Maybe. Like I said, this time we're gonna go to the left side. The other times also went left, but that was the other route. It's a small 2 route towards this little tiny forest area. So the left one, I think a lot of people who have weddings or something get professional pictures taken in there, because like it's just such a straight line with overgrown trees. It looks kind of nice. I hope it turns out well on the camera as always. We'll see. Maybe too dark. Only time will tell. But this was good with the walk. Holy shit, I needed that. It's been a while. Good that I saw that footage of my fat ass, so I can finally get around to doing it. Plus, trying this out. Fucking vlog. Wow. Wow. That's that Owen Wilson. Is that his name? Wow. Wow. I would have said. So we're going into Mordor now. To the darkness. Hope I'll see you on the other side. Beware of all the orcs and shit. Because you're only a tiny hobbit. With very big smelly feet. Hairy and smelly feet. Hello. I don't know how well it turns out. Pretty nice. But early in the day probably would have looked better if the sun would have shined through from more of the top. Then this area would look like a lot better. You can see the light only coming from the very side and only a tiny bit. I think if it's early in the day when the sun is higher up, looks way better. It would have looked amazing. Should probably have went this way when I went out. Oh well. Maybe some other time, right? Maybe I'm recording some other time. And if I don't want talking, I can just slap on some fucking lo-fi music, relaxing shit. I mean, I gotta get some use out of this fucking thing, right? I bought it. So, kind of like a video diary, like people have diaries. This can be like an online diary. Where I talk about random bullshit. Good thing is I'm pretty anonymous. Maybe someone who knows me will find me. I don't know. But at least I can just talk about random shit. Like, these things are not things that I try to hide, the things that I've told, so it's all good. That's nice. That's nice getting them out there. So if someone who knows me ever sees that, hey, maybe they can, maybe it'll help them understand how the fuck I work in several ways. If they understand English and my English is good enough to be understood. But yeah, when you get out here, then we're pretty much done. So yeah, there are probably people over here, so I'll just stop it right at the end here. It's right at the end over there. So thank you for watching and have a good day. Goodbye. Bonus footage. Just walk out here and see this thing. Since we're right at the water, so I thought I would just show you this nice place as well. And I left my bag there, so that's probably not very smart. Someone else on their jet boat, whatever the hell it's called, fast boat, speed boat, that's it, not jet boat. Hello Mo. What the hell is that? Why can't I remember what a swan with a young one. I don't know if you can see all this. A lot of birds here. Two speedboats. They were honking at each other. Honk honk. Oh, that's the city where I live. Hello. Well, I live at the north side. Yeah. That's it for the bonus footage. Goodbye.